G'day legends, Mod from Mod Scale Models. Hey, I'm back. I've had so many people ask me how I get rid of glue off my windscreens. I've done a video, but I thought I'd do an updated one, yeah? So, if that's something you're interested in, let's go. Righto. Just for the exercise, let's grab a brand new screen, and look at that, it's already damaged. Fair income. Gee, it's a good thing we know how to fix it, eh? So what are we going to do? We'll cut this away. Always remember when you're cutting these, right? Cut it from the furthest point away and leave the sprue on. Okay? That just gets rid of all that energy to allow a crack. And grab your, these are my general nippers, and then grab your fine nippers and let's cut it off. How is everyone today? Hope everyone's good. I've been good, thanks for asking. So you just run along, right? Okay, and that's going to sit below the plastic line, so you don't need to do any more than that. And look, if you don't have a super fine set, any of your nippers will do the job. If it just hasn't finished it off, maybe you can just finish it off with a little bit of sanding stick or something like that. So, right, let's get rid of them, and let's get rid of those. And how about we stuff up a perfectly good windscreen? For science. Okay, so for the exercise, we'll just use some CA glue, which is basically CA glue, which is just super glue, right? So we'll put a bit on my applicator. Okay. And then we'll replicate stuffing it up. Oh. Okay. Right, so we've stuffed it up. And so what do we do? All right. Now, there's a couple of ways you can do this. If you've got accelerator, you can dry it rock hard right now. If you've got debonder, you can put a bit of debonder on. Okay. So let me get myself a clean cloth and let's get some debonder on. Okay, now it's still going to mark your windscreen, right? But it's gone. Okay, so look, if you don't have debonder, don't worry about it. It's a great little product to have. I use it on so many applications, and it's almost worthy of its own quick little tutorial on debonder and activator. Two great products. So, so that's done. So what we need now is a little bit of soapy water. Okay, so let's get ourselves set up, and we need some pads. I'm literally kind of just doing this as I go, right? So nothing's pre-staged. I'm just sort of, oh, this has happened. What do we do? Okay, so we'll bring down halo. All right, so that debonder is pretty much almost removed the body of the super glue. And now all we're going to do is just go for a little rub. Okay. And I'm using 4000. The water's it's a bit milky in colour because I've been using it for other things. And nope, it's still there. So I'll keep rubbing. Look, you're not going to hurt it. Don't be afraid. Oh no, I've stuffed it up. All right, because this process will work every time. You just got to make sure. Nope, a little bit there. You just got to make sure you're getting it down to where it bites the most in the plastic, and then once you get it past there, then it's happy days, and then you're on your way. Hope that makes sense. Right, gone. Now, that little scratch up the top there, yep, it's on the outside, so we might as well do that while we're at it, eh? Because that sucks. This is for a job that's coming up later in the year. Can't believe I've taken it out of the plastic. And it's one I prepared earlier, right? Just a little bit more. Now, if you find that, I start at 4,000 with this sort of work. If you find that the 4,000's not taking it down, then drop down to the 2,000, and if the 2,000 isn't, drop down to the 1,000. All you got to do then is just work your way up through the grit. Okay. All right. So let's give that a bit of a clean. And we've made a right mess of this windscreen, haven't we? Right, and a little bit of water, and it's still there. That's actually quite deep, that scratch. How annoying is that when you just open a brand new packet and your screen's got a mark on it? So, another little tip for you guys too. I don't know, some people always say, some people have sent me messages, how are you getting your glass looking so clean and so clear? Well, I polish it, right? Don't necessarily rub it down if it's not scratched. I just put it through my polishing process, and it brings it up like glass. And then I put a bit of wax on it, and that just helps with fingerprints and dust. Just stuff I've picked up over the years. Look, there's lots of different ways to do the same job, right? This is just the method that works for me. Okay, I think we got it. It's just a little bit deep, that one up in the corner there. It's a decent little scratch. I can just make it out. We'll keep going. I've got to make this look good because this eventually is off to Texas, this job, all the way to Texas. So that's how confident I am that I can fix this problem, because I picked a windscreen that's for a job that's going to Texas. I know, right? What a wanker. Nah, it's all good. I'm glad I picked it up now and the scratch in it. So, all right. So we've done the 4,000. Okay, so now we're going to do the 6,000. Okay, and just work your way. It's a very overcast, sweaty day up here in sunny Queensland. The humidity is quite high. We've had a bit of rain. I'm looking forward to the winter months, I must admit. Better winter for us is, 25 degrees. Okay, so we'll just go a little bit more. So you just take your time, right? You're not going to rub through. All right, so from there, we'll go the 8,000. I think it's pretty obvious what I'm doing now. If you take your time and just get this process right, you're going to have a cracking window. Can you see it starting to shine? Okay, so now we'll go over it with a bit of 10,000. So don't be too concerned that we've gone over the whole window. It's pretty hard to keep it local just to that one little area. And you don't have to, you're going to run your buff over it. There you go. Look at that. So, what's next? Well, I'll get set up with the polish, and I'll come back and I'll polish it. Right, we're all set up. So we've got some coarse compound. Okay, I run the Tamir brand. Look, they're all pretty good. This one I've just been using for a long time, and it works for me. You don't need much. I've actually got on too much there. Got a bit excited. So what you do is you can just spread it around and then start working your way around. Look at that. Beautiful. So I will go straight into the next compound, which is the fine. So the more you put into your sandpaper stage, the easier your polishing stage will be. Hope that makes sense. Actually, what I'll do, I'll bring that down. And there you go. So just work your way around. What you don't want to do is get one section of this plastic too hot. So you just keep it moving. Let the polisher do the work. You're just along for the ride is what I say. Now, if you find your compound's dried out on your pad a bit, just put a splash of water on. And that's like another polish. So, look at that. Yeah, it's like I bought one. So let's get that camera back. I've got a new camera. I hope it's okay. I hope it's coming out okay. I actually don't mind doing this. I mean, I do mind if I get a bit of glue on my windscreen. Look, to be honest, I don't do it much these days, but you never say never, right? Because sometimes you get a little bit of CA glue or super glue or glue on your hands, and sometimes you don't know it's there, right? And then you're manhandling your scale model at the business end of the build, and then bang. Oh, seriously. Now, this can work on paint as well. If you get a bit of CA on paint, use a bit of debonder. Debonder, particularly if you put a bit of CA glue on 2K clear, it's a lot harder. Debonder, yeah, chicken dinner. So let me grab another cotton bud, and we'll just put a little bit of that. And this is the finish. I don't know why I had to read that for. It's been the same polish I've used for 400,000 years. So let's get it on. I've actually got a new range of, well, it's not a new range, I think it's an old range of polish that I haven't tried yet. I thought I'd maybe wait until I run out of this stuff and then I'll switch over to it. It's the same brand as the pen in Despair. It's like a gel, so I'm pretty keen to give it a try actually. Because I do like their polishing system. It works for me. And we'll just clean that up. All right, I'll get this cleaned up and then I'll come back and I'll show you the next stage. All right, so the last little bit is just a little bit of wax, and I put it on my little cloth, and with this wax, it's literally put it on and take it off. And I do all this before I put it into the car. I do this on all my glass once I've given it a polish. All right. And there you go. Mark's gone. CA glue, mark's gone. Now this will work on normal super glue, CA glue. Super glue is probably a little more aggressive. You might have to come down a bit more. But as you can see, we got rid of it. So what products did I use to get the job done? Well, I used the Despair polishing pads, okay? And it comes with or you got to order it as a set, and it comes with the base pad, which is Velcroed, okay? And then you just, on it goes and fire away. All right, so that's simple. That's what I use. I use the Despair polishing pen, okay? I use that. And then I use the coarse compound, all right? Because it's not a polish, it's a compound, so it's abrasive, all right? So I use that to start with, and then and the corresponding one is I'll use the orange pad All right. And then I'll use the medium fine pad, the blue, and I'll match up with the fine compound from Tamiya. And then the black pad is my finish. All right. And that's the fine. Okay. And then I finish with the Tamiya modelling wax, which is, I just think is the duck's guts, that product. All right, so that's that. So that's how you polish up a little mark when you get it in your paint, in your plastic. It doesn't matter if it's a scratch, doesn't matter if it's a deep scratch. The only thing you can't do, if you've got a big crack in it and it's all the way through, you're not going to be able to do anything about that, unfortunately. Hey, look at that. I've just had a look down the side here, and this one's got a little mark down the side here. So obviously we've got some more work to do to this one before it goes into the job coming up. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any comments, any questions, just leave it in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe if you like this sort of how-to content. And when you do subscribe, drop me a little message and tell me where you're from. I love that. Love to see where you guys are from and say g'day. So I will catch you on the next how-to. Cheers.